If my concoction worked in Skyrim, it would certainly work in Elswyer. Huh! They said my concoction wouldn't work in Elswyer. But Vigwin proves the doubters wrong yet again!
Your concoction?
A special recipe. Drink it down and you can see and hear beings that exist beyond the spectrum of our pedestrian perceptions. It's really a remarkable experience. You haven't lived until you've heard the song of the elusive sand whales of Elswyer.
Sounds intriguing. What's in this special recipe of yours?
The best stuff, I assure you. It contains... Hey, nice try. But no way I'm going to reveal my secret recipe. Unfortunately, I seem to have misplaced my last 3 bottles of ingredients. Must have lost them while I was watching the sand whales.
I can look for your missing ingredient bottles.
You would find Vigwen's lost ingredient bottles? Oh, thank you, stranger! I promise to make a new batch with those ingredients so that you can experience the joy of the sand whales personally.
Tell me about these sand whales.
How refreshing. Most people laugh when I tell them about the snow whales of Skyrim and their cousins in Elswyer. You can only spot them while under the influence of my special concoction. For a time, you can see them fly by and listen to their song.
They are invisible?
Oh, yes. They are totally imperceptible without my special concoction. Once you do see them in all their wonder and listen to their beautiful song, you'll never look at the world the same way again. I guarantee it.
Goodbye.
Usually more careful with my special ingredients. But when that first sand whale passed by overhead, I just forgot about everything else. Were you able to find my lost ingredient bottles?
I found the bottles, but it doesn't seem to be much left.
Then look at that. No wonder I misplaced these. That last batch I made must have been particularly potent. I'm sorry, stranger, but I won't be able to make enough for you to see the sand whales. Take this instead, with my thanks. If you ever find yourself in Skyrim, look me up. I promise to save enough of my concoction to share with you next time. At least, I promise to try.
Where are you off next?
I was going to head over to Hammerfell. I hear that, in addition to sand veils, they also have sky mammoths that graze upon the clouds over Sentinel. I really want to see that. Alas, without my special concoction, I won't be able to see a thing.
Can't you just make some more?
Sure, eventually, but not without my special ingredients. And to get more of those, I need to return to Skyrim. There's a cave I know that descends deep into the earth where... Oh, goodness! I almost did it again. I really need to stop talking now. Bye!
Goodbye. My beloved Adhimba, I'm sorry, I know you wish these voices I heard were only in my mind. That the images I perceived were my imagination. They are not though. These visions, these voices that speak to me, they are something more. A divine presence speaks to me through this stone. I do not understand why these words seek me out, but the voice, it only grows stronger. With it comes the blinding lights, the strange visions. She's trying to find another knight to carry her light, she says. One who will not betray her, one who must correct a previous mistake. I'm unclear of its meaning, but I believe I must undergo her trials. I must succeed where others have failed. I will return to you in Black Heights once my journey is complete. I will show you the truth. You will see the light. Everyone will see the light. Jazard.
I came as quickly as I could.
I can hardly believe it. Zaji, Prince of the Vagabonds, taking down a dragon.
He's actually quite brave once you get to know him.
Oh? And just how well did you know him?
Oh, just about as well as anyone.
Oh, Jasad, where are you? I'm sorry, but I can't talk right now. My beloved Jasad should have returned from his travels days ago. With every passing moment, I fear for his safety.
I found this note addressed to you, with this stone. It was next to a body.
No, no, my poor Jasad. This damn stone! I knew that woman was no good. She told Jasad that the stone would bring him luck, show him a path to a brighter future, but it's cursed. Jasad is proof of that.
Why did this woman give a stone to Jazard?
A gift from the Lady of Light, she said. I thought it was a joke, or a swindler trying to take our gold, but she never asked for a thing. Jasad accepted the gift against my wishes. The note you found explains the rest.
What will you do with the stone?
I'll drop this stone in the deepest lake or river I can find. Put it where it won't hurt anyone else. But here, take this, please. You went out of your way to inform me of my beloved's fate. The moons thank you, Walker, and so do I. If you'll excuse me, I need a few moments with my thoughts.
Goodbye.
I'm here, Mother. Oh, sorry. I barely saw you there. Can I help you? Wait, where are my manners? Katina Garana, daughter to Consul Ornaria. Former consul, I should say. She passed recently. I'm rambling. Sorry. My head, it's just... I haven't been sleeping well.
You're clearly exhausted. Is everything all right?
Honestly, no. Far from it. I find myself plagued by unsettling dreams. Every night since my mother died, my mind returns to this place. I see a man scribbling a letter. I hold my mother's necklace out to him. His eyes turn to me. Then I wake.
This place looks dangerous. Do you plan to go inside?
I don't know. I just can't shake the feeling that my mother has unfinished business in the Citadel. Something to do with her necklace and that man. Perhaps you could take the necklace inside for me? It's the key to this mystery. I know it.
Fair enough. Give me the necklace. I'll help you sort out this mystery.
I can't tell you how grateful I am for your assistance. A woman in my position can't afford to fall asleep at state dinners. And my mother, she should be resting peacefully in Aetherius, not calling out for help from beyond the grave.
What do you know about this place?
It's an Imperial war college called the Topal Legionary Academy. Or it was, at any rate. Now the locals call it the Forsaken Citadel. Some of the Empire's greatest tacticians studied and taught here, my mother among them.
What happened to it?
The flu. The Nahatan flu held this region in a vice grip for years, killing Khajiit by the thousands. According to my mother, the Commandant locked the academy gates and refused to let anyone in or out. But walls keep out soldiers, not plagues.
So, the Legionnaires succumbed to the flu.
Truthfully, no one knows. The gates never reopened, and Mother refused to speak about it. I can tell you this, though. Someone or something still patrols those halls. People say you can hear groans and howls at all hours. The undead, I fear.
Tell me more about these dreams. Are they always the same?
I can never recall the beginnings, but they always end the same. I'm standing outside the Citadel, just as we are now. Suddenly, I'm inside. I walk down a dank hallway that opens into a larger chamber. Then, I spot him at his writing desk. The man.
Can you describe him?
Wary, troubled, certainly, consumed by some secret resentment. I approach to get a better look at him. His hand drifts to a stop. Without even thinking about it, I hold out my mother's necklace, urging him to take it, I suppose.
But he doesn't.
No. His eyes flick upward to look at me. Tired, reddening eyes. Much like mine, in fact. We stare at each other for a moment. Then I wake in a cold sweat. I know it sounds simple, but there's an anguish there I can't even begin to describe.
You mentioned state dinners before. Are you a diplomat of some kind?
I am. Following in my mother's footsteps, I suppose. Or trying, at any rate. As I said before, she served as a consul before she passed, tending to the concerns of Imperial citizens and breaking bread with the Khajiiti counselors in Senchal.
If your mother was a diplomat, why would she draw you to a military academy?
She began her career as a legionary, believe it or not. She even taught here for a time. I suppose she just softened with age. Honestly, my mother rarely spoke of the time she spent here. I always got the sense she preferred to leave it in the past.
Did she ever say anything about the necklace, about its significance?
Only at the end. She drifted in and out during her final days. In one of her last lucid moments, she placed the necklace in my hand and whispered, "Forgive." I thought she was asking for my forgiveness. Now I'm not so sure.
Goodbye.
I remember these halls. Once proud, now ruined. Oh, Peacock, please, help me make things right. Seek out the library. A letter from my beloved rests upon a writing desk. My atonement begins there.
To the Honourable Commandant Aquila Peltratius. Dear Sir, I regret to inform you that I must delay, or otherwise revise, the protective ritual we discussed last Tierdas. An essential contribution party, the battle mage Honoria Garana, deserted last night. Had she left encumbered, I might have been able to find a mage of comparable skill to complete the ritual without her. Alas, she took the primary reagent with her, leaving us in dire straits indeed. I formally request that a tribunal be convened to discuss this treachery and devise an appropriate punishment for Garana, should she be found. I place my hand upon the diamond and swear to you that I will make every effort to perform the ritual, despite this hardship. I would be remiss if I did not reiterate my admonition from before: certain aspects of this spell teeter on the brink of necromantic practice. Magic that influences or otherwise alters the soul always carries risk. But as we discussed, the threat of Nahatan infection, by my estimation, poses a far greater threat to the Academy's students and faculty. Conducting the ritual without Garana's reagent poses a higher risk of failure, but we must take action, lest the fate of Centurion Vitulasia spread to other occupants of the Academy. May the Eight bless this endeavor, and our beloved Empire. Your servant, Battle Mage Jarno Invel.
Who are you? What are you doing here? Have you come to plunder what remains of our academy? It matters little. Whatever indignities you plan to visit upon these halls will pale against the curse I put on them.
Who are you? Did you write this letter?
I am Jarno Invel, Imperial Battle Mage and Spellcraft Instructor. And yes, I wrote that letter. What is this about? After 20 years of imprisonment, I won't suffer idle conversation. Speak plainly or leave.
Katina Garana sent me. Her mother, Honoria, gave her this necklace. Do you recognize it?
Garana? By the Eight. Yes. I recognize both the name and the locket. That piece of jewelry was to serve as the focus for a soul-warding spell. We meant to use it to keep us safe from the flu. But then Honoria left, taking the necklace with her.
You mentioned a curse. Could this lock break it somehow?
I hesitate to hope. But yes. Yes, perhaps it could. After Honoria left with the locket, I attempted to craft new focuses. Totems made of Honoria's treasured objects. All 3 attempts failed. And the result? Well, look around.
How can I help?
That locket should guide you to other totems bound to the same spell. You must destroy those corrupted totems. They bind our souls to the failed warding ritual. Once they're destroyed, return to me with the locket. Then I can mend what's broken.
Tell me about this warding spell.
You will think less of me for having used it. The ritual binds souls, much like a soul gem. Unlike a soul gem, it also binds flesh. So long as the focus of the ritual remains intact, the bodies and souls of those touched by the spell remain as well.
What went wrong?
Spells that affect the soul always carry risk. My love, my partner, Honoria, seemed certain that the locket would serve as a potent focus. I gave it to her, you see. It belonged to my mother, and her mother, and so on.
What's so special about the locket?
It carries emotional potency. The warding ritual relies upon strong bonds, bonds between people. Our fondness for one another and our shared relationship with the locket made it the perfect focus. But then, she left.
So you tried to find another focus?
Yes, a totem of comparable value. I tried to use items precious to her, things she'd abandoned, but none of the items carried the necklace's weight. The bonds proved too weak. Each time I cast the ritual, the curse grew more severe.
It turned legionnaires into undead?
Not immediately. One by one, they fell to the flu. The spell proved too weak to protect their flesh, but too strong to let it pass. Now their souls and corpses remain, tortured.
How do I destroy those totems?
The warding spell makes them nearly impossible to break through conventional means. But the presence of the locket will make the spell unstable. Hold the necklace near the totem, and it should collapse into arcane vapor.
Should?
This is spellcraft, not mathematics. Should is the best a battle mage can offer in terms of assurances.
Goodbye.
Jano was so desperate to save these people, and I let him down. I let them all down. That's why I must make this right. Still, Jano doesn't know why I left. Why I had to protect the very thing that was more important than even myself. If only I would have told him.
I could still do this, with or without Honoria. I just need objects she treasured. She polished this sword once a fortnight. It will work. It has to.
He worked so hard, but he forgot a critical point. The item had to bind us together. The two of us. Gods, I am so sorry, Jano.
I know you always valued your privacy, Honoria. Maybe this will be enough. Your worries, your joys, your secret desires. Another legionary fell ill today. It has to be enough.
My diary wasn't enough. If he had just read it, he would have known why I left. For once, Jano, I wish you would have cried.
Honoria. Honoria and her damn toys. Did you clutch this as a child? I have to try. Damn you for leaving me, Honoria. Damn you!
I sewed that doll with my own hands. A gift for our child. For Jano's child. He never suspected that I bore his daughter in my womb. Too busy. Always too busy. The ritual, the soul binding. I couldn't risk the life of our child on a spell like that. So I left. Damn my cowardice. I left without saying goodbye. But now, we can make things right.
Do you have any questions before we try this? Thank the Eight you're back. Did you destroy all 3 totems? I pray you did. I already feel the binding ward loosening. If we dispel the magics on the locket, our souls should find peace at last.
Yes, I destroyed all the totems. How do we dispel the magic on the locket?
Drop the locket into the flame. My grip on the Mundus is weak at best, but I managed to conjure this fire while you were away. It should burn away any arcane energies still clinging to the necklace. Once those magics dissipate, Aetherius awaits.
Some aspects of Honoria remains tied to this locket. Will burning it burn her as well?
She knows what breaking the curse requires. Whatever happens, I trust she's prepared. Place the locket in the flame, my friend. Please.
Thank the Eight, it worked.
Honoria, is it really you?
Katina chooses her allies well. That's my clever girl. Finally, our spirits can rest. Finally.
What happens now?
Now, I try to reconcile with the man I betrayed. I will try to contact Katina one last time before we drift to Aetherius. But if I can't, tell her I love her. More than anything. I'm sorry I caused her such distress.
What should I tell her about Janu?
Tell her the truth. Her father wanted to save everyone despite the risks. I wanted to keep her safe. Jano and I both made mistakes. Pride and stubbornness. Cowardice and heartache. But now, we can make things right. We can find peace.
If we broke the curse, why do all these undead remain?
Flesh always proves sluggish and stubborn. These corpses may wander these halls for a while longer, but I assure you, their souls are free of the curse and will find their way to Aetherius very soon.
Fair enough. I'll tell Katina what I witnessed.
I'm sorry I left you when you needed me, my love. It was cowardly. But there's something I must tell you. The reason I fled.
What possible reason could you have? We could have saved these people, Anoria. Why? Why did you leave me?
Come with me, Jano. Let me show you before we fade away.
Thank the Eight. You're back. What did you discover? Is my mother's soul at rest?
Yes, your mother found relief. The dreams should stop. She told me to tell you she loves you.
What a relief. On both counts. Did you discover the cause of her distress? What troubled her?
A man named Januinvel needed your mother's help casting a spell. She left and the spell failed.
And that spell became a curse. The curse that's afflicted the Academy these 20 years. Of course. But I don't understand. Why would Mother leave this man in his hour of need? The woman I knew would never abandon a friend.
She feared what the spell would do to you. You rested in her womb at the time. Januno was your father.
My father? But how? I'll need some time to process all this. I can't believe she bore the weight of this all these years. In any event, thank you for helping her. I hope the two of them find a way to reconcile in Aetherius. Her and my father.
Glad I could be of service.
I should really get some sleep, but with all that's happened, I don't know how I could manage it. Secrets from my mother's past, a father I never knew. It's a lot to take in. In any event, thank you so much for all your efforts. Eight bless you.
Goodbye.
Anoria. Who is this?
This is your daughter, Jano. Katina. This is why I lived. The ritual posed too high a risk for an unborn child. I tried to tell you so many times, but you were so busy and I was a coward.
Katina. I had no idea. She has your eyes, Anoria.
And your stubbornness, my love. Which is why I knew she would find a way to help us. I should have told you. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Thank you for showing her to me. I only wish I had more time.
I'll see what's inside.
Where? Look, whatever happened last night was just divine talking. That is not who I am. A little too much to drink and these things happen. Let's not make it weird.
Excuse me?
I didn't leave Senchal with you last night? Ooh, well, that makes this easier. You mind taking me back to Black Heights? My sister's probably worried, and I'm really in no shape for hiking right now.
First, could you explain to me how you wound up in that sack?
Sometimes I have a little too much to drink when I'm enjoying a night out, and I get picked up by someone who thinks passing out in their lap after rubbing against their legs is so cute. I get it. I'd want to take me home too, but I'm not some stray.
So they toss you in a sack?
Ew! No! Usually I wake up on a pillow in someone's room and have to explain that I'm not going to be their pet. Sometimes I have to claw my way out of a window, but that is preferable to the talk. So, can I go home now?
Right, I'll get you back to your family.
Must you walk where Juisa just swept? You're as bad as her sister. Why do you bother this one? Juisa has much work to do. Always cleaning, always fixing. This one is the only one in this family who works. No one else even offers. Too busy painting dead beats.
Your sister asked me to bring her to you. I found her in this sack.
By the moons, what has Janessa gotten into this time? Did she steal your drinks? Break something you left sitting on the bar? Claw the eyes out of someone you know?
Not that I am aware of.
That is a first, then. Usually when she stumbles home after a few nights out, there is a trail of destruction that follows. Take some gold for your trouble, and dump her out, Walker. The little troublemaker doesn't deserve your pity.
Goodbye.
Oh, hey, I said carry me home, not toss me.
If not for them, you'd be in a gutter or buried in a pile of potato sacks, more likely. What did you do this time?
Don't talk down to me. I mean, you know what I mean. Cutting loose once in your life would do you some good.
Juisa is glad you think so. Thank you for volunteering to take over her chores while she takes the week off.
Ugh, kill me.
I can